Hi, this is Janelle, the relationship coach behind The Successful Invisible. And I'm here today to bring a dating tip that came out of a really powerful coaching session I had a couple weeks ago with a client. And this client is living with her partner, and they seem to be doing really well otherwise. But there are just some things about them, eating some of their food or doing certain things that they don't care for, and they have voiced this. On the surface, it just seems small and annoying, but as we delve deeper, of course, I'm not going to reveal the details. More definitely came out of it, and they were clear on their next steps about, what they wanted to do. So I thought this is a great time to speak about this broadly because I've seen it on social media platforms. I've definitely seen it in coaching clients and spoke about this with friends, but slights aren't innocent. And slights should not be dismissed. So slights are very important for you to pay attention to. And what is a slight? So what I consider a slight is somebody just ignoring your boundary about something. And that's really what it's saying. So I see this with snacks a lot, and this does not only exist in romantic relationships, to be clear. I've seen this in, familiar relationships. You'll see this with, parents in the household or kids in the household, but kids could just be doing this to one another, be shitty. But this is still a core of it. It really means someone is not respecting your boundaries. So pay attention to slights. Slights are important, but especially in a romantic relationship. If you say you have a favorite snack and you have, a partner that you live with or a roommate that you live with, and you've told this is something you like, this is something you keep stocked, and they consistently use it all up, have the last one, etc., and then they apologize afterwards. You know in your heart that apology doesn't really mean anything, but what it's saying very deeply is they don't respect you and the boundaries that you're setting with them. The reason that this can be easily dismissed in a romantic relationship, but it's small but insidious. Your partner is basically, to an extent, whether they're aware of it or not, is conditioning you to be disrespected by them, to have your boundaries bypassed by them. Now, this isn't, of course, any major earth-shattering thing, but it is something to pay attention to. It is small, but it is insightful. If you're setting a boundary with them, and like I said, I've seen it the most with something like foods, but it can happen in other places. If you set a boundary with the person you live with, especially in a romantic partner, even in a roommate, and you all are paying rent, and they continually, I'm not talking about someone doing once, apologizing, and then having a behavior change around it. I'm saying that this is something that's happening regularly. Slights are important. Slights are not innocent. They are an intentional disregard and disrespect for your boundaries. Let me say that again. Slights are not innocent. Repeat slights. Let me rephrase that. Repeat slights are not innocent. They are an intentional disregard and disrespect of your boundaries. So, this is very important. As I said, it is a buildup. In a romantic relationship, they are conditioning you to be disrespected by them. They are conditioning you to accept their poor behavior. If some are consciously aware of it, some are not consciously aware that that is what they're doing. Either way, that is what they're doing. And as long as you accept it, it will continue and it will progress, because that is the nature of human behavior, for us to progressively push and challenge things, especially when you have people who are of the personality that are trying to get away with things. But overall, that is human nature, to try to push and escalate and press. So it is a slight. Repeat slights are not to be ignored when you've already been clear. Don't think it's innocent, even if they apologize, because it's not. So pay attention, be very aware, and be intentional on how you want to proceed with this. Because for me, I think it says a lot if someone just doesn't respect my boundary. That means they don't respect me. They don't respect at least a part of me. And to me, a healthy, balanced, mutually beneficial relationship has to be based on respect. Trust and respect are some foundational pieces that a healthy, mutually beneficial, and balanced relationship is built on. So if they are violating boundaries on a repeated basis, then they don't respect you. And you have to understand a core part of a relationship is already missing. So this is food for thought. Take this dating tip and really be thoughtful and mindful of how it applies not just in your dating life and relationships, but also in your friendships and in your family. Family could be one of the toughest places to really call this behavior out, even if you see it. So, slights aren't innocent. Slights are intentional disrespect.